Hello, my name is Keela Davis, and I'm hoping I can help encourage some. I want to also provide a little bit of transparency, especially during this COVID-19 crisis and how it affected me personally. So I will share that lately it's been really a battle, I would say mentally for me. Not so much of the anxiety of the virus per se, but it's been really challenging for me, I think, mentally. I think lately what I've been trying to at least ask God for is just sort of direction and just trying to figure out, what's going on. I would say, I think naturally I'm the type of person who is very busy. I'm a busybody. I like to do things. I like to work is is a really good thing for me. But what I realized during this time and solitude is just I had to be at a point where I'm actually going to be faced, I think, with myself. Where at times where I would use my job or I would use my kids or even just going to church activities, I would use that as a way of escape to not think about what's really going on with me. A lot of people who know me in church, I like to smile, but sometimes, being honest, I'm smiling through my pain. In the field that I work in, being a life coach and helping people who are in poverty, facing all types of trauma and things, it helps put things in perspective. So it's kind of easier for me as I'm going to work and helping people who are definitely less fortunate than I am. Now it's just me at home and I'm calling them, and yes, I can still hear their stories, but I'm still faced with me. And so, lately, like I said, the mental battle has been hard, trying to retrain my mind to think on something else versus, what's really going on with me personally. Lately, I've been kind of going through a situation that has really took all my energy into this situation. And I couldn't fight it. I even got a counselor that tried to help me through it. And one thing she told me is that, I told her, I can't stop thinking about this situation. Mentally I'm drained. I feel like I'm falling in depression. And she tells me, if I tell you, don't think about this purple striped tiger, what are you going to think about? And I'm like, well, think about the purple striped tiger. And she said, exactly. You can't go in thinking that the way you're going to fight this is by not thinking about something. You have to be able to train your mind, like the word said, being able to transform our minds in Romans 12. And to be able to shift our thinking is we have to do, like it says in Philippians, to really meditate on those good things, those things that are true, those things that are lovely, that are pure of good report. And when I started to think about it that way, I started to realize, yeah, that makes sense. Instead of me focusing and trying to train my mind and not think about this, and say, you know what, I'm going to really ask God to, number one, pray, be in my word, but really think about the things that are worth my energy. Lately, one thing I try to do to escape is also read or actually listen to sermons. I like to listen to sermons on the radio. And one of my favorite pastors is Tony Evans, and he said, a lot of times we don't understand that the battles we're facing are not physical, they're spiritual battles. Like I talk about in Ephesians 6:12, that we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. We actually wrestle against principalities, against powers, against rulers in darkness of this age. This is an actual spiritual battle, and I think people, I would say in myself, we look at a situation, we look at it's this person, but it's really a spiritual battle, and we have to be able to recognize first that it is something, a root cause to what's going on, and it's the attack of the enemy. A lot of times we don't want to think that it's the devil, but it is. It says in his word, he come to steal, kill, and destroy. And he walks around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he wants to devour. So we have to recognize, and I had to recognize, it's a spiritual warfare. It's not something just physical and things that we're going through. We have to get to the root cause. And so I realized that has been the major encouragement for me, is realizing that if I'm really going to fight this thing, or fight the things that's going in my mind, I have to do it in the way the word has called us to. One thing to also encourage you guys, like it says in his word, 2 Corinthians 10:5 says, we have to be able to hold our thoughts and captive and make it obedient to God. And that's the thing that I've been realizing, I have to be able to train my mind, transform my mind to seek the mind of Christ. And so that has been an encouragement for me. I hope, that is going to be encouraging for you guys to understand that the battle that we're facing, you're not alone in it, but if we're going to fight this spiritual battle, that we fight it with spiritual things. And we fight it with our prayer life, and we fight it with our word. We fight it by meditating on those good things. So I hope that this encouraged you guys to seek after God, and even in these hard times, that we know that we're not alone, and God is not going to leave us, or He won't forsake us. So hopefully that can encourage you.